The internet is in absolute chaos right now, and honestly, I don't blame anyone for being completely confused about what the hell just happened to Lil Nas X. Because what I'm about to tell you sounds so insane that you might think I'm making it up, but this is real life, and it's terrifying. Just days ago, one of the biggest stars in the world was found wandering the streets of Los Angeles at 4 in the morning, wearing nothing but white underwear and cowboy boots. And what happened next has everyone asking the same question. Is this the most elaborate music promo in history? Or are we witnessing a complete breakdown happening in real time? Let me paint you the full picture of what went down Thursday morning in Studio City because the details are absolutely wild. Picture this. It's 4 a.m., the streets are empty, and suddenly people start calling the police about a man walking down Ventura Boulevard in his underwear. But this isn't just any random person having a bad night. This is Lil Nas X, the guy who broke the internet with Old Town Road, placing traffic cones on his head and mumbling incoherently about heading to some party that apparently doesn't exist. The footage that TMZ got their hands on shows him singing to whoever's recording, telling them not to be late for the party tonight and to put their phone down. But here's where it gets really dark. When the LAPD showed up around 6 a.m., things escalated fast. According to police reports, Lil Nas X didn't just cooperate and go quietly. Instead, he allegedly charged straight at the officers. Think about that for a second. This is a Grammy-winning artist who built his entire career on being clever, strategic, and understanding exactly how to work the system. Yet here he is, running at cops while barely clothed on a public street. The situation was so concerning that paramedics immediately suspected a drug overdose and rushed him to the hospital before he was officially arrested and charged with battery on a police officer. But here's what makes this story even more disturbing. The arrest wasn't some random Thursday morning incident. The signs were there, written all over his social media, and fans are now going back through his posts like detectives trying to solve a mystery. Wednesday night, just hours before his arrest, Lil Nas X was spam posting on Instagram like his life depended on it. We're talking about a complete social media meltdown that had his followers genuinely scared for his safety. He posted mirror selfies that looked nothing like his usual confident self, pictures of random piles of junk in what appears to be his house, and cryptic messages that made absolutely no sense.
The most chilling part? He changed his Instagram display name to Queen Madeline and started posting these bizarre captions that read like someone having a complete psychotic break. One post said, "Oh no, she's gone mad. Crazy, I tell you. The god of music, dare I say. Me, not Jay-Z. No shade. Crimson. But wait, also Lover. Sorry, I meant Clover." Fans immediately started commenting things like, "Is he having psychosis episodes?" Because honestly, that's exactly what it looked like. He also posted a video that was literally just a wall for almost 3 minutes while unreleased music played in the background, with a caption that said, "You see the world, they let me know." This isn't the first time Lil Nas X has shown concerning signs either, and that's what makes this whole situation so much scarier. Back in February, he made this vulnerable video where he admitted that the last few years had been pretty difficult for him. He talked about feeling like he was all over the place and how he didn't get to have fun during his Montero era because he was too focused on making sure his songs did well instead of actually enjoying the process. At the time, fans thought it was just him being honest about the pressures of fame, but looking back now, it feels like a cry for help that nobody fully understood.
Then, in April, something even more alarming happened. Lil Nas X posted a video from what appeared to be a hospital, showing that he had suddenly lost control of the right side of his face. He couldn't smile properly, could barely laugh, and joked about losing control of that side of his face. While some people thought it might be Bell's palsy or some other medical condition, others started wondering if there was something deeper going on. Now, with this arrest and the concerning behavior leading up to it, that April hospitalization takes on a much more serious tone. Here's what makes Lil Nas X's situation so heartbreaking. This is someone who came from absolutely nothing and built an empire by understanding the internet better than almost anyone else. He started as a Nicki Minaj fan account, learned exactly what fans wanted to see, and used that knowledge to become one of the most successful artists of his generation. Old Town Road didn't just spend 19 weeks at #1 by accident. It was strategic, clever, and showed that he understood how to work the system.
His debut album Montero proved he wasn't just a one-hit wonder, with songs like Call Me By Your Name and Industry Baby dominating the charts and solidifying his place in music history.
But success at that level comes with a price that most people can't even comprehend. When you're that famous, that young, and dealing with the pressure of constantly having to top yourself while also being one of the few openly gay black male artists in mainstream hip-hop, the weight of expectation becomes crushing. Add in the constant scrutiny, the hate comments, the pressure to always be on for social media, and you start to understand how someone could reach a breaking point. The Lil Nas X we saw on Wednesday night and Thursday morning wasn't the calculated, strategic mastermind who conquered the music industry. This was someone who seemed completely detached from reality. Now here's where things get really complicated, because there's a group of people convinced that this entire situation is just the most extreme music promotion we've ever seen. Their argument isn't completely baseless either. Lil Nas X has always been a master of getting people talking, and controversy has never hurt his career before. The J. Christ music video that had Christian fans losing their minds, that only made him more famous. His Satan Shoes collaboration that had people burning their Nike products, pure genius marketing that sold out instantly. So when he starts posting cryptic messages about new music and collaborations right before making international headlines, some fans are connecting the dots and thinking this is all part of an elaborate rollout for his upcoming Dream Boy album.
The evidence they're pointing to isn't completely crazy either. Those Instagram posts weren't just random nonsense. Hidden in all that chaos were actual song previews, including collaborations with Lil Jon and Young Kyo. He was literally leaking his own music while appearing to have a breakdown. The timing seems too perfect to be coincidental. New project incoming, sudden burst of social media activity, then the most shocking headlines of his career. In the world of music marketing, negative attention is still attention, and attention equals streams. The theory goes that he's willing to do absolutely anything to make sure people are talking about him when Dream Boy drops, even if it means spending time in jail. But here's why that theory falls apart when you really examine it. This isn't just about getting headlines anymore. Lil Nas X is facing real criminal charges. He's been in custody for days without bail, charged with battery on a police officer, and was hospitalized for a suspected overdose. If this is all promotional, then he's committed to the bit in a way that's genuinely dangerous and potentially life-threatening. We're talking about someone who allegedly charged at police officers while barely clothed and potentially under the influence of drugs. That's not marketing genius. That's someone who needs serious help.
The fan reaction has been split right down the middle, and it's honestly heartbreaking to watch. On one side, you have people desperately hoping this is all just an elaborate stunt, because the alternative, that their favorite artist is having a genuine mental health crisis, is too scary to accept. These fans are analyzing every detail, looking for clues that this is all planned, because it's easier to believe in a marketing conspiracy than to accept that someone they care about might be genuinely struggling. On the other side, you have fans who recognize the warning signs immediately and are begging people to stop treating mental health like entertainment. The comments on his post from Wednesday night tell the whole story. People were writing things like, "I hope you're getting the help, support, and love you need. This seems like a cry for help, and I really hope you're doing okay, Nas." These weren't fans excited about potential new music. These were people genuinely scared for someone's safety and well-being. When your own fan base is more concerned about your mental health than excited about your potential new content, that should tell you everything you need to know about what's really happening here.
What makes this situation even more tragic is how it reflects the larger problem of celebrity mental health in the social media age. We've seen this pattern before with other artists. The constant pressure to create content, stay relevant, and maintain a perfect public image while dealing with personal struggles behind the scenes. The difference is that now everything plays out in real time on Instagram and Twitter, where millions of people can watch someone's breakdown happen live and debate whether it's real or fake for entertainment. It's like we've turned mental health crises into content, and that's absolutely terrifying. The reality is that fame, especially the kind of explosive, life-changing fame that Lil Nas X experienced, can be incredibly isolating and overwhelming. One day, you're running a Nicki Minaj fan account from your bedroom, and the next, you're performing at the Grammy Awards and dealing with global scrutiny of every move you make. The transition from normal person to public figure doesn't come with a handbook. And when you add in the unique challenges of being young, gay, and black in an industry that hasn't always been welcoming to people like you, the pressure becomes almost unbearable.
As I'm recording this, Lil Nas X is still in custody and scheduled to remain there through the weekend. That's not someone playing a character for social media clout. That's someone dealing with real consequences for real actions that suggests something much more serious than a marketing stunt. The fact that he was hospitalized for a suspected overdose before being arrested should be the end of any debate about whether this is promotional. People don't fake overdoses for album rollouts. They don't risk their lives and freedom for streaming numbers. What's even more concerning is the pattern of behavior leading up to this incident. The February confession about difficult years, the April hospitalization for facial paralysis, the increasingly erratic social media posts, and now this arrest. These aren't isolated incidents. They're warning signs that have been building for months, and everyone was too focused on whether it was marketing to recognize that someone was asking for help in the only way they knew how.
The conversation we should be having isn't about whether this is promotion or not. It should be about how we treat celebrities who are clearly struggling, how we consume their content when they're in crisis, and what responsibility we have as an audience to recognize when someone needs support instead of speculation. Lil Nas X has given us incredible music, groundbreaking representation, and moments of genuine joy throughout his career. The least we can do is treat his obvious struggle with the seriousness and compassion it deserves. Right now, while he's sitting in custody, probably scared and definitely not in control of his usual carefully crafted public image, the internet is still debating whether his suffering is real or fake. That says something pretty dark about how we view celebrities and mental health. These are real people dealing with real problems, not characters in some elaborate performance art piece designed for our entertainment.
Whatever happens next, whether charges get dropped, whether he gets the help he clearly needs, or whether this becomes another cautionary tale about fame and mental health, one thing is clear. The Lil Nas X we're seeing now is not the strategic mastermind who conquered the music industry. This is someone who needs support, understanding, and probably professional help to get through whatever he's going through. The fact that we even have to debate whether someone's breakdown is real or promotional shows how twisted our relationship with celebrity culture has become. Behind all the speculation and theories is a young man who built an empire on being authentic and connecting with his fans. And now he's facing the darkest period of his career while people question whether his pain is performance art. That's not just sad, it's deeply wrong. Until we know more about what's really going on, the only responsible thing to do is hope that Lil Nas X gets whatever help he needs and that this story has a better ending than the tragic pattern we've seen with so many other artists who struggled with fame and mental health. Because at the end of the day, no album, no amount of streams, and no marketing campaign is worth someone's life or well-being. And if this has all taught us anything, it should be that we need to start taking these warning signs seriously before they turn into headlines about arrests, hospitalizations, or worse. The music industry and social media have created a system where artists feel like they have to constantly perform, even when they're falling apart. Maybe it's time we stopped rewarding that behavior and started supporting artists when they're brave enough to admit they're struggling, instead of waiting for the struggle to become so severe that it lands them in jail or the hospital. Lil Nas X deserves better than that, and so do all the other artists who are watching the situation and wondering if they'll be next. What do you think about everything that's happened? Are you convinced this is all promotional, or do you think we're witnessing a genuine crisis?
Let me know in the comments. But more importantly, let's all remember that behind every headline is a real person dealing with real problems. And our response to those problems says a lot about who we are as a society.